I'm joined now by Nicola Guffogg from Tax and also Eddie Teare, the Minister. You're back from Berlin. Big sort of pictures being shown around Euro News, especially today. Just a big signing of this tax agreement. But, I mean, what does it mean for the Isle of Man, first of all? And is this something you're happy with doing?
I'm very happy and very content with this. This is the culmination of our direction of travel over the last 10 years. We feel it puts the Isle of Man in an excellent place, and it recognises the cooperation that the Isle of Man has always done in connection with tax matters. We feel that we've been at the forefront, and this certainly does help. And I'd just like to thank Nicola and her team who've been dealing with the technical sides of this, because politicians will deal with the principles, but the technical issues have been quite complex.
Okay, let's go there, Nicola. I mean, what do you have to do? Surely they're coming to you, sign this piece of paper.
This is a culmination of work that's been going on for a long time, starting with FATCA, then the intergovernmental agreements with the UK, and the Common Reporting Standard, which is what this relates to, builds on that. So this is something that we've been working on technically for a long time, and also talking to the local private sector about for a long time. So it's something that our local private sector is actually quite familiar with. It's going to be quite a difficult task to implement. There's lots of financial institutions on the Isle of Man that are going to incur cost in gathering the information and reporting it to me. But the important thing for us, and one of the reasons we're so pleased about this agreement, is just the number of other jurisdictions that have signed up to implement exactly the same thing in a very short time frame. It means we're really looking at a level playing field, and that our local private sector isn't going to be disadvantaged by incurring extra cost that others don't have to. We're up to, I think, well over 90 countries now, so there really is nowhere to go. It's great news for the Isle of Man.
Switzerland, though, is not signing on the same date, well, starting the same date as you guys. That's a bit of a worry, isn't it? They're still keeping their secrecy?
No, they are committed to coming in on the second wave. We've all acknowledged that there are very significant administration issues, and from Switzerland's point of view there's also political issues as well, and that's just down to the structure of the cantons and the federal government. I have been talking to Swiss officials who briefed me on it, and I can appreciate why they weren't able to sign it this time around, but they have given the commitment, and that's the important thing. They are going to join us in the second wave.
What's it mean as far as people in the Isle of Man concerned about swapping this information? Is everything being passed over? I mean, you literally just hand it to someone and it goes on a computer somewhere, or what?
It's financial account information. So if you've got a bank account, or you've got an insurance contract, something like that, with an Isle of Man financial institution, then details of that financial account and your details in terms of your name and things like that will be passed to me, and I will then pass it to the relevant other country, and it just goes to from tax administration to tax administration.
Just remind us how far the Isle of Man has come. I mean, 5-10 years ago there'd be none of this, would there at all? Even less, isn't it, since the FATCA sort of raised its head?
Well, the FATCA negotiations started in the middle of 2012, and we were the first country to commit to signing a FATCA agreement with the US and the UK. Now, we did that in December 2012, and it was 3 months later before the other countries started to join us. So yes, there was an uncomfortable position, but we thought it was the right thing to do.
Have you lost business out of this? I mean, the business you want rather than the stuff that you don't want, but I mean, has it affected the island?
No, Paul, it hasn't, and we've been conducting, as part of the budget preparations, a series of meetings with local industry, and the feedback we've had from industry has been very positive. I am pleased with the way that the economy is performing, and that should help our overall tax base as well.
At the end of the day, did you have any way that you couldn't sign this? I mean, you had to, didn't you?
We could have said no, thank you very much.
Well, you'd be by yourself then, wouldn't you?
But the other thing is too, we would have been in effect denying everything that we've been working to for the last 10 years. This is the culmination of 10 years hard work by the Chief Minister when he was Treasury Minister. So I feel it's the right thing to do, and as Nicola says, with the other countries coming in now, there's no risk of what we would call tax arbitrage. You know, they
Yeah,
can't go jumping from country to
Yeah, but
country.
I could Google it now, and there'll be many other places that still haven't signed this. I mean, the really dodgy ones, you might call them, around the world. There's still going to be places that people will be able to throw money and not find where it's from.
I think you have, sorry, Minister.
Yeah. No, go.
I think you have to think about, just really, would you want to be investing in those sorts of countries? Is it really a sort of place that you would want to put your money in? You would want to put your money long term?
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what you...
And the other thing too is, what we're looking at is the quality end of the market. And by being a quality jurisdiction, that's the type of business that we attract, and that's the type of business that we want. That's a long-term solution. There'll always be people, I'm sure, who will, as it were, take a chance, but that's not a long-term business proposition. We're here for the long haul.